Paladin does all the requirement checks and rolls and is now holding onto a dragon as it freefalls over the edge of a mountain. Is it still alive? Me, staring at the poor white dragon with negative 10 hit points. Yes. Hey, what's up everybody, SkyDieRay here, and nothing, what's up with you? Welcome to another DnDGreentext video. How are you guys doing? Hoping a wonderful day today. Before jumping into it, I know quickly kindly ask if you want to take a moment to smash the like button. It takes a second and helps out a lot, so thanks so much for that. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you enjoy. Elf.jpg. Joined the city guard at around 18 years, learning the basics. Guarding an outpost at the edge of the forest 3 years later, occasionally shooting a goblin or inspecting merchants and travelers. First big attack 3 months later, got a few scars and nasty scratches from rusty goblin shanks. Joined the forest patrol, killing more goblins, trolls, and other monsters. Got my arm broken by a troll club. Spent 2 months reading about military strategy in bed. Rejoined the patrol as a captain at the age of 25. Things escalate with the 38th Great Goblin Incursion. 10 years of bloody guerrilla warfare. Killed the chieftain Grumbach. Some famous noble gave me a handshake and a big reward. Now, 35 and with a big stash of money, I settle down, marry, and have 2 sons and 1 daughter. Get bored after 28 years and start wandering the mountains. Wife sends me a magical bird messenger asking when I return. The kids are doing fine. Find, tame, and befriend a griffin. Call him Nandrir. Time to join the mobile air force in the capital. The unit consists of nobles and other tamers like me. Can't get along with the first group, including our captain. Nandrir hates him too, and tries to bite him one time. The war for the Andrasian throne starts. Almost got shot down by a ballista while storming the walls of a fortress. Nandrir gets wounded by a spell. Puts me out of commission too. Captain tries to replace me. Nandrir never truly recovers, no matter what medicine I try. 3 months later, we both get wounded by arrow fire. Forced to land and defend ourselves. He fought like a champ until the end. Get rescued, leaving his corpse behind. Weep, drink, and leave the unit after 12 years, calling the captain an asshole on my way out. 5 years of just normal family stuff. One of my sons is also joining the military. Got bored again and wanna see the world. Become a mercenary in one of the human kingdoms. One of them wants to explain to me how to dig a latrine because I look like some fancy youngling to them. My face went. Jesus Christ, okay. The life of an elf, isn't it? God damn. Like, I don't know, imagine being, what, 60 something, I don't know, years old. I don't want to calculate exactly, whatever. Even more, I think. Anyway, like 70 years old, but you don't look old at all. And you just, you know, can randomly be treated as a child or, you know, very young, very, very young adult at any point by a random person in a condescending way. Instant regret. Barbarian edition. Be me, Dova, level 9 female protector Aasimar, live domain cleric. Be not me, Tarton, the Goliath barbarian. Be also not me. Bunch of other players not relevant to the story. Hunting for cultists who are trying to bring back Sirik. Figure out their ritual murder pattern and scout out the locations where they could be operating from. See some strange activity at one of the locations. Gotcha, .wav. Party rolls up to an open courtyard. No one seems to be here, but we know something's going on. It's too quiet here. Also, the Dragonborn fighter saw some movement that looked like someone's cloak across the courtyard. Decided better of going to investigate while he was by himself and waited for the rest of us to get here. Eventually, the party goes into the courtyard. 3 enemies pop their heads out on the far side as a group of skeletons rise up from the ground near us. DM forgot that clerics can cleric. 1 quick destroy undead later, and no more skellies. Fight time. Pretty much destroy 3 high-level spellcaster enemies, including a necromancer who had a bag of holding. Tarton is first to reach the necromancer, who isn't dead but is pretty close to it. Picks up the bag of holding and looks at the necromancer. Necromancer looks at Tarton. Realizes the barbarian is about to do something stupid and tries to crawl away as fast as possible. Too late, .mov. Tarton turns the bag over and it flips inside out, spilling its contents on the ground. First item is a sentient spellbook that they've been using to cast the rituals, followed by a cocktail of various potions. And finally, a withered hand and approximately 6 skeletons. DM does #quickmaths. Tarton watches as the potions shatter as they land on the book, which causes a modified flame strike to erupt directly in Tarton's face. The bones react to the mix of potions and flame strike by magically reforming into a flaming bone golem. Barbarian, who hadn't been hit at all in the previous fight, loses 1/3 of his health instantly. The book, realizing it's about to die, yeets itself into another plane of existence. Kill the bone golem easily enough. DM's face when the barbarian does the dumb but manages to accidentally end the cycle of rituals because the book they need to do them does not exist on this plane anymore. Task failed successfully. MSG. Yeah, that's one way to that's one way to solve the problem, sure. Unintended, but you know. Welcome to Dragon Airlines. Our cast. Me, a relatively new DM, Paladin that took Tavern Brawler and uses gravity like it's his flavored weapon, or favored weapon, okay, and a white dragon that's about to have its day wrecked. There's others, but this is the main cast for this time. So, the party was at the top of a large mountain, battling a small white dragon that had moved into it. So far, things had been going alright. I'm still learning to make the most of good tactics, but the dragon had mostly stayed out of range and gets some good hits in. Then, the paladin gets in melee. First off, he's a Goliath, which leads to this. Me. A large blast of icy white fire spews out from the dragon's maw and you're at ground zero of it. Roll con save. Paladin makes the save. I use my stone's endurance to reduce the damage. He proceeds to take no damage and, well, it's a low level party and low level dragon. Me, joking. So, you're Elsa now? The cold not bothering you? Battle continues a bit more, before the paladin gets the brilliant idea to remove the dragon from the battle entirely. It was proving a bit tricky for the party, flying around, getting hits in, and dragging the paladin around, and so on. So, he did the only logical thing. He tackled it off the edge of the mountaintop cliff and into the open air. Paladin does all the requirement checks and rolls and is now holding on to a dragon as it freefalls over the edge of a mountain. Is it still alive? Me, staring at the poor white dragon with negative 10 hit points. Yes, I was mostly curious about how the f he planned to get back on the mountain, and my game tends to run towards whatever I think will make the story the most entertaining. Because what's the point of doing all this if my players don't have a good time? So I decided that it would be dead in 2 rounds no matter what and sat back to watch the plan unfold. His plan? Grab a wing, force it to turn around and ram it into the mountainside, and then jump off right before gravity reasserted itself. Which is exactly what he did, because the dice were surprisingly agreeable for once. This party once had the pet wolves be the only people that could roll Arcana for 3 sessions in a row, but that's another story. The dragon dies, officially stopping at about -50 hit points. So ends the story of the first time that the paladin decided to attack a dragon by fighting it several hundred feet in the air. God, I like to mention that this is only the first time. That's, you know, intriguing. That just makes me want to ask for more details. Grape, the demonic ape. Be me, high elf blade singer. Be not me, DM, cool guy, and assorted party members. Everyone is level 3. Party is on a floating island. The party is on a floating island. Find that the owner of the house was murdered. Party finds demonic looking circle under the carpet. Decides to try to complete a demonic ritual. What could go wrong? Party meets demon. Demon gets salty cause the party summoned him and doesn't want a deal. Casts Bane on our gnome wizard. Fast forward 3 or 4 sessions. Party is stuck in Redhorn Plains. Flatlands made up of redstone-like material with scorching temperature and acid rain. Decides to summon Demon for help. Demon helps and demands a contract with one of us. Not Warlock contract. Human Barbarian, let's call him Joe, decides that they will take the contract. They gain demon-like features. Fast forward again 1 session. Meet 20 feet tall red demon Gorilla. Gorilla bows to Joe since he made a deal with a greater demon. Gorilla's favorite food is grapes. Name him Grape the Ape. Later, the party is fighting a Dragonborn possessed by Mephistopheles. Long story. Summon Grape. Grape kicks ass. dealing 42 damage in one round, flinging around one of the strongest demons in D&D history like a ragdoll. Host body destroyed. All hail Grape the demonic ape. Friendly fire at the worst time. Bimi, Satyr warlock. Pinatmi, a goblin rogue, and 3 others. Bad forest people about to use a magic gem to bring to life a giant tree looking like a creepy vampire son of a bitch. Let's steal the gem.jpg. I cast invisibility on me and the rogue, and we sneak up whilst the others flop around walls trying to do anything to get close to where the action is. I almost get hurt by some druids close to the statue, so I move around the back to climb up that way, away from detection. As I climb around, I see the gem in the center of the statue's chest. The chanting reaches a crescendo. The statue starts to shake with life, and I make a choice and point my hand at the base of the gem, intending to try and blow it off the statue. I fire. Crit on the invisible goblin rogue that was grabbing onto the gem, trying to pull it off the statue, who now falls 40 feet to the ground with 0 hit points. Hits the ground, failing 1 death save. Jesus Christ. But no one sees as he is invisible. I turn visible as about a bajillion druids and creepy vampire man on flying flaming horse turn to look at me. Session ends there. So, yeah, guess I'm rolling up a new character? It really does look like that, doesn't it? Pirate battle. Bimi, level 5 bard. Parties on a ship sailing to another continent for a quest. Davy motherfucker Jones shows up. Our rogue mans the cannon. Natural 20 tears a massive hole in the Dutchman's hull. Davy M. Jones himself steps out to the battle. I make a history check to see if I know who he is. Another natural 20, and with the bonus comes to a 22. Immediately make it canon that my bard not only knows about Davy M. Jones, but has told stories and sang songs about him in taverns across the land, and is now both fangirling and terrified. Cast Mage Hand to untie some barrels on the Dutchman, crushing some of Jones's crew. Jones teleports onto our ship. Our sorcerer wakes up from a bout of food poisoning, and he casts command and forces Jones to go back. Do you fear death? Yes. Then I'll come back later. I notice that one of Jones's men is about to walk across the gangplank, and ready hold person to freeze him when he's halfway across, hoping he'll fall in. He doesn't, and faceplants to the wood. Next turn, I run onto the gangplank. Harrison Ford, get off my plane. I throw him into the ocean and remove the gangplank. Sorcerer mindslivers one of Jones's men, causing his head to pop. Jones gives the order to retreat. I realize I have the opportunity to become a story about Davy M. Jones, and I decide to take a potshot as a parting gift. I lock eyes with Jones as he realizes what's about to happen, and he shakes his head no. I wink as I fire the cannon. 19 to hit, 6 d10 bludgeoning, and 30 damage. A sound of thunder, and the party sees an explosion of flesh and bone and the smell of rotting fish as Davy M. Jones now has a hole in his torso the size of a dinner plate. The sorcerer throws up. Jones whispers something that makes me feel a bit of dread, but I'm still mostly excited. From now on, at every town we come across, I will sing a song about the time that I caused Davy M. Jones to stop having a ribcage. I heard that a kraken died a couple years back. Sure hope it's the same one. Alright, on that note, that's been it for today's video, so thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more if you haven't already. Also, thank you to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon, as well as on YouTube. I put lots of thanks so much for those. Links below if you want to check them out, links social media, and everything else. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, bye.